What's going on, Angelo? What Lake Houston looking like out there? Do we still look like a mud hole? What it looking like? Squiddo said, "What's up? How is the new boat working? I love it. No, I have nothing negative to say. I have nothing negative to say. I'm loving every second, every minute of it. Can't wait to get back in it. If I knew the day was gonna be as pretty as it was, I would have went today. It's gonna rain all day Sunday, so I'm gonna go somebody late Monday. I'm off for the rest of the year, so it's time to do a lot of fishing, and so I'm gonna be on somebody late Monday." Oh, Angelo said he ain't been out there. So I'm out here in Edinburgh. Oh, okay, okay. Where's I've heard of Edinburgh. Where's Edinburgh? I've heard of that. Is that down south? Mike Turner, what's going on, Lawton, Oklahoma in the building? I need to be up there trying to catch some crab. I need to be somewhere. But I'm definitely, like I said, I'm off for the rest of the year. So I'm definitely gonna be doing a lot of fishing. I'm off until January. I'm gonna go to Mississippi sometime close to Christmas, hang out with the family. But for the most part, I'll be in somebody Texas waters trying to catch me some crappie for a damn show. Bottom line, outdoor said, "Do you still make jigs?" Yeah, man, I made some today, man. I made me some muddy watercolors today. So yeah, I still make them though. Yeah, south of McAllen. Yeah, I know exactly. I know exactly where Edinburgh is. I done did a few jobs down there. That's why I said when I heard Edinburgh, I said I know it's somewhere down south. It's good. So I was at the marina today, and it looks like south end of the lake ain't bad. Okay, okay. I'm gonna be somewhere Monday. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be somewhere Monday. Somewhere. Black Rain said, "Bro, where you been at, man? Working, bro. Working and tournament fishing. That's what I've been doing. A lot of working and tournament fishing." So that's what I've been up to, bro. I ain't really had time to do no lives because either I was somewhere pre-fishing for a tournament. We've had two tournaments on so far this year on our new season with the Crappie Masters, East Texas Crappie Trail, and so I've been. We had one on Palestine in November, and we had one last weekend on Toledo Bend. Two amazing fisheries, two amazing fisheries. First time me ever fishing Palestine and Toledo Bend. It's my second time fishing it, but I definitely enjoyed it. Have some Toledo Bend got some huge black crappie. Brandon Willis said, "Welcome back, bro." Yeah, I'm back, man. Look, I got a break now. I ain't got to go back to work until January, so I can go live. I said I was sitting there playing PlayStation. I said, let me go live and see if anybody gonna be on. Black Rain said, "Me and my brother was talking about you the other day." For real, man. Yeah, man. Look, this work. Look, I ain't even got no haircut. That's how bad it's been. Like I've been. The end of the year work. It gets real busy at the end of the year for me. And I knew I was going on vacation early December, so I knew that my jobs were going to be stacked up. So I was trying to get all my jobs out the way so I can kick back, relax, and enjoy my vacation. Squid said we supposed to get rain tonight, so I'm sure that will mess it back up. Yeah, it's supposed to be rain tonight and all day tomorrow. So yeah, I probably won't be on lake. I might run out to Conroe Monday. I ain't been out to Conroe in a hot minute, probably over a year. I'm really not a Conroe guy. But I know we have a Crappie Masters tournament coming up in February on Conroe, so I'm trying to familiarize myself with Conroe because I really only go to Conroe to brim fish in the summertime. I really don't do too much crappie fishing on it, so I said I would probably check that out Monday. Then hopefully Wednesday through the weekend I will be on Sam Rayburn because our next tournament is January 7th. So I will be on Sam Rayburn from the middle of the week to the end of the week. Try to figure out that thing. I heard there's some good crappie in it. So I'm gonna try to figure that out and um, try to get out there and do a little something, something. What y'all been up to though? Y'all tell me what y'all been up to. Let's see. James Edward, what's going on, my brother? He said, how your brush piles doing? Man, well, you know, all my brush piles on my favorite lake of all time. You know, somebody bought it, so it's no longer it's a private lake now. My brush piles on Somerville, they're doing okay. They doing okay. The lake is so low there. I think the lake is like 7 or 8 feet low at Somerville, so I ain't really been dealing with Somerville. I went out there a few weeks ago, did okay, didn't nothing spectacular. Like I said, I really just been in East Texas, and I'm so amazed at these East Texas lakes, man, because I am catching some great, huge, great crappie out of East Texas. I now I understand why everybody used to holler about, man, you need to go. You talking about crappie? Go to East Texas, and I'm like, oh, I catch crappie down here. No, East Texas is where you want to be when you want to catch some big crappie, big Texas crappie. You want to fish some of those lakes at East Texas, in East Texas, like Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend, Palestine, Lake Fork, Lake of the Pines. Those are some amazing. Then they got a lot of small lakes out there too, which I'm not going to say the name of. But yeah, it's some good lakes out there. And I'm definitely going to have my fun on them while I'm on vacation. I'm definitely going to have my fun on them. You better believe that. Let's see here. Mike Thomas said, Kenny, you need to make some orange and green jigs like Thomas fishing. He's smashing your homestay. Yeah, I got some of those. I call them the carrot. I call them my carrot jigs. Yeah, I got some orange and sharp jigs. They ain't working too well around here though in Texas. They are. He wearing them out in Mississippi though. I'm talking about he putting a whipping on them in Mississippi with him. I was watching this video earlier today. I'm like, man, I'm gonna tell you honestly, out in East Texas where I've been lately, it's a mixture of all kind of colors, man. They be hitting blue and white for an hour, then they gonna hit a gray for an hour, then they hit a monkey milk for an hour. Like it's definitely not one certain color. I've been having a lot of luck on the silver and chartreuse. A lot of luck on silver and chartreuse. I can't even talk. Silver and chartreuse also. So yeah. Bottom line though said just came from Toledo Bend and it had some monster crappie. Yes, sir. That is a fact. Like I said, we had a tournament out there last weekend. Last Saturday we had a tournament out there, a crappie master tournament out there. And pre-fishing, I went about 2 weeks before that, so it was like around the end of November. I went and I caught several 2-pound black crappie, over 2-pound black crappie. Tournament day, not those 2-pound black crappie had ran off. I don't know where they ran off to, but they ran off somewhere, and I couldn't find them. School, what's going on, man? So I'm going tomorrow. I haven't been in a while. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm off for the rest of the year, so I'm going to be fishing food, crappie fishing food for the rest of the year. Like I said, besides going to Mississippi, I'm going to Mississippi for a little while around Christmas to hang out with the fam. Then I'm back to the lakes. getting it in. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out some stuff on Sam Rayburn. Uh, Never fished it before, and it's a huge lake. So try to find where them big crappie on Sam Rayburn. Do y'all know where they at? I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just talking. But yeah, yeah, man, it's funny too that when you start tournament fishing and you find area, you pre-fish and find areas. You never, for some reason, I haven't heard a lot of stories where people like, yeah, I pre-fished this area, I found the crappie, then you go back down on tournament day and they just be gone, or it's not like it was when you pre-fish. When I pre-fished Toledo Bend, it was simply amazing. It was amazing. I'm like, man, this lake got some huge. It's mostly I fished the central north area of the lake because it's a long lake. I think it's like 61 miles long. Like it's the lake that splits. If y'all don't know, it's the lake that splits Texas and Louisiana, and it's not wide, but it's a very, very, very long lake. Like I said, it's like if you drive on the north end of the lake and you take off to get to the south end, it's like 61 miles long. So it's a very long lake, and it is stumpy. I'm talking about if you're not in the boat lane, just be prepared to buy a new or lower unit or maybe a new boat because you knock a hole in it because it's standing timber. I know on the north end, the central north end where I fished at, it was completely covered, and from as far as you can see, it's just standing timber, which I love fishing standing timber. Um, but the crappie was real spooky, man. They was real spooky. Um, but pre-fishing, when I went out there pre-fishing, it was cloudy and it was cold. Tournament day, it was warm. I mean, it was like 70 degrees and it was foggy. So I mean, it was different weather conditions. Maybe they played a part in it. I don't know. Chuck Jock said, "What up, man? I thought you quit on us, dog." Nah, man, I've been working, man. Working, working, working. Like I was telling everybody earlier, I knew I was getting ready to go on vacation for the rest of the year, so I had a lot of jobs I had to try to close out and get everybody taken care of. So I had to do all of that so that I could be out for the rest of the year, kick my feet up, do some fishing and some relaxing. Because I definitely need it. Look, I ain't even got no haircut. I was telling people earlier, I ain't even got no haircut at living. Just been working, man. So now it's time for me to relax and do some fishing. Uh, like to the next tournament, Sam Rayburn. So I'm planning on going out there in the middle of the week. Hopefully, stand out there 2 or 3 days. Hit me a couple of other little small East Texas lakes, but I think Monday I'm going to go to Lake Conroe, which is one of the home lakes. Where I stay right outside of Houston. I call Lake Houston, Lake Conroe, and Lake Somerville the home lakes because all three of those lakes takes me an hour and a half to get to. Lake Houston take me about an hour, but Lake Conroe and Somerville both take me about an hour and a half to get to. So uh, I'm gonna go out to Lake Conroe and try to figure something out. Um, Hopefully, I get some good intel on that lake because, like I said, our Crappie Master tournament is on Lake Conroe in February, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Um, but yeah, man, how y'all been doing on y'all lakes, man? I know it's fall. I know the crappie are feeding. I know y'all been wearing them out. I've been seeing pictures everywhere on Facebook, Instagram of people just catching a whole lot of crappie, which I love. When I'm recreational fishing, I'm definitely a quantity over quality. Give me my limit, as long as as long as they legal size, I'm good. But tournament time, I need them big 7. So I'm definitely gonna try to put some work in on Sam Rayburn, and I know it's well known as a big bass lake. They just had a Bass Masters tournament out there like a month ago. So I know it's a big time bass lake. Hopefully I can catch me some big crappie out there. Um, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Doing my homework too, man. I know I gotta do some homework on that lake. I never fished it before. So I'm definitely gonna do my homework. On that lake, I got me all kind of colored jigs tied up. And I got a lot of plastics. And I'm gonna have some minnows. And we can talk about minnows for a second. Let me tell y'all something. Don't let nobody deter y'all from fishing with minnows. Mostly all tournament crappie fishermen have minnows on the boat. That should say enough as it by itself. Don't let nobody say, "Oh, you shouldn't be fishing with minnows." "Oh, you sorry," or "You suck 'cause you fish with minnows." Look, if they gonna put the crappie in the boat, I'm gonna fish with them. And I was one of those people that just hard headed, really didn't want a minnow guy. But fishing in these tournaments, that could hurt you not having minnows. So I'm gonna start practicing pre-fishing with minnows also because that can make a difference in you coming in first place or you coming in last. So I'm definitely gonna start. I'm gonna start shooting some videos too since I got time to. So I'm like I said, guys willing, I'm gonna be on Lake Conroe Monday. Might bring my camera out and do a little recording if I catch some fish. If I don't catch no fish, I ain't got nothing to record. Now if y'all want me to drop a video, uh if y'all want me to drop a video with no fish catches, I will now. I will do that. But hopefully I can get me some fish on video that I can drop for y'all. Mike Turner said it. He said it best. You got to give them what they want, and so if they want a minnow, I'm gonna give it to them. DRD Outdoors. So I've been chasing schools of big crappie. Live scope makes life so easy when chasing schools. Can't do it without it. Everything for me that have been on trees and brush just will not bite for me. I understand, man. That's how it is sometimes. It's like that sometimes. I've seen it in the tournaments where pull up to a tree, crappie sitting up perfectly on that tree, drop everything but a minnow on him, and he just like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that plastic. Oh, I don't want that hand tie. Oh, well, I want a hand tie, but I don't want that color. Oh, I want a plastic, but I don't want that color. And you can hit them on the nose till they just swim off and like, I don't want it. That's why I said, look, I'm gonna have these minnows. And look, if they gonna have to show me they don't want no minnow. DRD Outdoor said, I've thrown everything I have at them. Only active fish I can find are the roamers. And most of the time when you see a roamer, they're going to be active. Most roamers are active. Believe it or not, though, I've seen so many roamers pre-fishing on Toledo Bend that would not slow down, would not stop, and they were not active. I found most of my active fish on Toledo Bend, which is predominantly standing timber lake, on the bottom of the timber or in the mud. Most of all the aggressive fish I caught were either on the bottom of timber or sitting in the mud. Do you like that K Rod? I'm glad you said that DRD Outdoors. You said, do I like the K Rod? If y'all don't know what the K Rod is, it's the 16-foot tall Huckabee rod. And no, I do not like that K Rod. I love that K Rod. Trust me. If you guys want a long ride and you thinking about getting a longer ride, 14, 15, 16, I'm gonna tell y'all, get you that 16-foot K Rod, Power Crappie, aka Ty Huckabee. The Ty Huckabee K Rod 16-footer is amazing. And you can boat flip some 2-pounders. I mean, I ain't caught a 3-pounder, but I definitely caught some 220s, and I've been boat flipping them with that 16-footer. I'm telling you, I love that 16, and it's not heavy either, y'all. It's light. So I have 4 rods that now I will be having on my boat. Cornell Harper, what's going on, bro? What it do? Ty Huckabee. Ty Huckabee got it. Ty Huckabee got the Ty Huckabee got the K Rod 16-footer, and it's amazing. DRD Outdoor said, LOL. DRD Outdoor said, LOL. Yeah, I just bought it and used it today. I love it so far. That long rod will still slinging a oh yes, most definitely. I'm telling you, that K Rod, I've caught several 2-pounders on Toledo Bend, and it both flipped them like it wasn't nothing. What SK? What you talking about? He said, "Sup, I need that power cord for that remote." Bad, dude. Do you still have it? Ooh. So when I moved, I think I got it. I'll have to look for it. I probably still have it. I'll let you know if I still got it. I'm not sure. Cause when I moved, I boxed up all kind of cords. I still got to find my laptop cord, but I'll look for it. And if I find it, I'll let you know. DRDR say you can get out and reach them. Oh yeah, man, with that 16 footer, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, there's been time with that 16 footer one long enough. Now I see why guys are using 18 and 20, 22 foot crappie rods. I understand it completely. Because I know some of those bigger crappie that we seen on Toledo Bend, once you got 30 feet, 40 feet, pew! Once you got them good in the live scope, 30, 40 feet away, pew! They taking off and they running. So I can definitely understand why people even using, 18s and 20s. But that 16, I love that 16 foot K rod. And look, like I said, I got 4 rods I keep on my boat now. It's the K rod, the Ty Huckabee 16 footer, the Ty Huckabee 12 footer. That 12 footer, man, I both flipped a 5.15 pound bass, a 515 bass with it. I don't think you got no other rod, and that's just my opinion. I don't think there's no other rod out there that can boat flip a 5 pound bass. So that 12 foot, I think it's called the meat swinger. That 12 foot Huckabee is unmatched. I have the 12 foot Huckabee, 16 foot Huckabee. I have that 13 foot Jordan Sanders. Don't sleep on it, y'all. That 13 foot Jordan Sanders is amazing also. I have that one, and then I have my 9.5 thump detective rod that I use also. Like I said, I use that for mostly casting. If I see some big crappie out there and I want to cast to them, if they perched up on some timber out there and I want to cast to them, I use that 9.5 great rod, thump detective rod. Texas Crappie Assassin. What's going on, JJ? JJ gonna be in your neck of the woods Monday. The Lord say the same. I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods Monday, man. I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods Monday. Then I'm gonna be on Sam Rayburn from Wednesday to whenever I feel like I figure some out on it. So hopefully I can figure it out Wednesday and go somewhere else Thursday. But if not, I'm gonna probably be there from Wednesday to Friday or Wednesday to Saturday. Try to figure something out about old Sam Rayburn. DRD said those charging cards for the remote are junk. I've been through 3 of them now. I think they're like $29 too. I gotta find that cord. So when I bought my new boat, I bought a new trolling motor, and I sold my Tarova I had, which was the iPilot Link, and I got an old Trex, and it's just a regular old Trex. So I don't have the Link anymore. So I don't even use a remote anyway. Like I don't touch a remote. Remote is not for me. I'm a foot pedal guy. I always been, and I always will be. I just think that old Trex foot pedal is amazing. So yeah, I'm a foot pedal guy, so I don't even touch a remote. Texas Crappie Assassin, I love my Toyota. What you tell me, your Outlaw? I know you got that Outlaw. I heard some good things about it. Yeah, the slab swinger. That's what that 12 foot Huckabee is called, the slab swinger. I don't have, look, if it was one ride, they said you got to flip with that one ride, and whatever you catch, you got to boat flip. And I had to dig out all the rods I have, which I probably got 30 different rods. The first rod I would grab is the slab swinger 12 foot Ty Huckabee. It's unmatched. It's a nice bite. Was tough today. Man, I heard the same thing. It was tough yesterday, man. But I'm had to go try to figure some out Monday. I'm gonna go out there Monday, take a break Tuesday. I think it's supposed to rain anyway. And then, like I say, go on out to Sam Rayburn from Wednesday on out for the rest of the week, I guess. I got a couple of small lakes I want to go and hit too, also to do some meat hauling. JJ, you already know those lakes where you can do some meat hauling at in East Texas. So I'm gonna be in East Texas for the rest of the week doing some meat hauling after I figure something out on Sam Rayburn. I want to go catch me a trophy fish too. So I'm gonna be out in East Texas trying to catch a trophy fish. JJ, I'm sure you know the trophy fish lake. So Texas Crappie Assassin, I'm sure you know that trophy fish lake. So I'm gonna try to go and fish that lake also this week. Also, just for a trophy fish. That's it. Roy Dale, what's going on, brother? What's going on, my brother? And Texas Crappie said Rayburn is fun. Yeah, man, I'm finna find out. I heard it's a lot of brush piles. It's not, a lot of standing timber like Palestine and Toledo Bend was, which I have fell in love with standing timber. I think that's the best way to fish for crappie is standing timber. I love it. But I heard it's a lot of brush piles. There's not a real big standing timber lake. So it's gonna be some fun. Make some people use some side imaging and doing some scanning. Texas Crappie says I love that lake. Yeah, man, I'm gonna go out there and try to catch me a trophy. I'm gonna go out there. Since I'm gonna be in East Texas anyway, I'm gonna do a couple of days at Sam Rayburn and gone a little bit somewhere else and try to catch me a trophy. Bottom line though, if anyone fished Lake Raven, where is that located? I've heard of that lake, but I don't know where it's at. I know I haven't fished it. Where is Lake Raven located? Texas Crappie says, I'm jealous, LOL. But look, I'm so glad that I'm off for the rest of the year. I am so glad. That's why I said it's time for me to do some fishing now. So I'm probably gonna be frustrated Monday on Lake Conroe because I can't even tell you the last time I actually fished Conroe for crappie. Like I said, I fish it in the summertime for brim, the big blue. They got some huge bluegills out there. Other than that, I don't fish Lake Conroe at all. Even though it's one of the home lakes, I don't even fish it at all because it's a recreational lake. There's so many people be on that lake it'll run you crazy during the spring, summer, and fall. But I'm sure that should be over with by now. So then it's gonna be the weekday too. So I said I go out there Monday, spend the whole day Monday, either be sad or happy, one or the other. Chat Jock said, what you got new in the vice, bro? Nothing much, man. Like I said, I tied me up a few just for the tournaments. A few colors that I'm gonna try out the pre-fish Sam Rayburn, but really nothing new. Thomas Fishing, my man. What it do, bro? Said time to fish. Stomp therapy. Boat flip them. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm telling you. Yes, sir. If y'all don't know, which I'm sure y'all already know, check out Thomas Fishing. Who else? And Texas Crappie says check out their YouTube page, man. Great content. If you're trying to learn anything, even if you think you know everything, holler at them boys. Check out their YouTube page. I'm telling you, you'll learn even more, man. It's amazing. It's simply amazing. Texas Crappie says that hopefully this rain will help. It's been wicked low. I've heard that, man. I talked to a few people yesterday and they said that Lake Conroe was real super low. So like I said, y'all know I don't really know too much about Lake Conroe like that, but I'm gonna go out there and give it a go. Like I said, I went to Somerville a couple weeks ago and that thing was so low. I think it's like 7 or 8 feet low. It was low. Like I was hitting some rocks. Well, I've never even thought about slowing down it, but I'm glad I was going slow. I was going slow because in my boat I have now, I be riding. I done got it up to 72. And yeah, I try, but I learned too. Once I get above 50, that gas tank start drying out. And I emptied the tank one day. I fished all day and drove a lot, fished a little. And when the gas was up to like $3, it was about a $1.15 to fill up the gas tank. So I learned my lesson real quick, not to be driving like I'm on Bassmaster Elite or something. Driving 60 and 65, because that ain't no joke. That is no joke. Mike Turner said, he said dark colors. What about the dark colors? Did I miss a comment? Was on Conroe yesterday, slabs and biggins. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. And see. I'm definitely gonna try it out and see. Hopefully I can get me a couple of them. If not, oh well. I'll be in East Texas this week for the rest of the week, and I know what's going down out there. I know what's going on, but I gotta figure out something about that's why actually, like I told y'all earlier, why I want to go to Conroe, because we do have a Crappie Masters tournament in February, and I know little about that lake, and I know I'm gonna have to figure something out on Lake Conroe. That's gonna be the shortest drive. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. Fishing these crappie masters tournaments ain't no joke either. Because all the lakes are in east or northeast Texas, central east or northeast Texas, and the shortest drive so far is going to be, well, the shortest drive besides Conroe, which is an hour and a half for me, is Sam Raven, which is coming up in January, and that's 3 hours. Toledo Bend was like 4.5. Palestine was like 4 hours. Then we got a couple more. We got, I think, Lake of the Pines is like 5.5 hours for me, and Lake Fork is like 5 hours. So doing all that drive, I'm telling you, it ain't no joke, man. Especially when you're working. You working 9 to 5 hours, so it ain't fun. You work Monday to Friday, then you got to go and pre-fish, try to get out Friday, drive up there, pre-fish Saturday and Sunday, drive back Sunday, go back to work Monday. So that's why I ain't been on live. That's why I haven't been doing no videos, because it's been all work, even on the lake. It's been work on the lake and work to get me paid, because the tournament ain't got me paid yet. But going to work definitely got me paid. So, Joseph Clues, what's going on? Elton Hitchens, he said, yo, bro, where you at, man? At the crib. At the crib. At the crib, chilling, man, relaxing. Ready to go on this crappie journey this week. Well, this coming up week, ready to go on this crappie journey, bro. Slick, what's going on? Texas Crappie said orange and black works best today. Okay. Now, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. Say, looking forward to it. Bottom line outdoors said Lake Raven is Huntsville State Park. Oh, I fished there before. I didn't have any luck though, but I've had fished there before, Huntsville State Park. I've been there before. It's been a couple years though. That was before I had live scope, so before I had live scope, and I didn't do too well out there. But I might try it again. Texas Crappie said, where's y'all, man? Definitely where's you out, man. I'm telling you. I can even, if you ain't even working and just driving, 4 and 5 hours to pre-fish, then driving 4 and 5 hours to fishing tournament, then driving 4 and 5 hours back home, that'll wear you out by itself. And when you add working to it also, and also having to go to work, man, I'm telling you, it'll wear you down. And it has wore me down. I'm so glad I'm off work for the rest of the year. So glad. Mike turns to check. I asked what you had in the vise, and I was referring to you making muddy watercolors. Yeah, I made some muddy watercolors. Honestly, only muddy watercolors I made today were something with a lot of gold in it. Gold head, gold flash. I kind of mixed up the tails and the Chanel. But most of all my muddy watercolors I made were gold. Had a lot of gold in it. SK said the reason I won't fish them too poor for all that gas. Man, nobody wants to hear that, man. Ain't nobody. Gas done went down. Gas done went down. Gas done went down. But I did learn. I learned a harsh lesson on driving fast in that boat. That boat told me, okay, if you want to spend $100 every time you go fishing, then keep driving fast. I was like, okay, I'll drive 40, 35, 40. Good enough for me. Like right now, I think my tank is on a quarter of a tank. So I'm going to fill it up Monday morning or probably Sunday, probably tomorrow. Fill it up. And it's probably going to take about $70, $75. On an empty tank, I know it's like $115 on the empty tank. I'll tell you, look, I'm paying more on gas money on a boat than in my Jeep. Fly guys, what's going on? What's going on, bruh? Check Johnson, man, that hardly seems worth it with all that driving and money for tournament. Wow, 5 hours there, 5 hours back. Wow, then gotta fish. That ain't talking about nothing. Yeah, man. I mean, it's all about the love though. I love the camaraderie. It's great people. I would definitely say that. Meeting great people is great people in a tournament, and then just familiarizing yourself with lakes that you haven't fished. I feel like the more lakes you fish, the more you learn about crappie. So, fishing these lakes in East Texas, my mouth is on the floor. I'm gonna be honest with you. And that's another reason why I continue to fish the tournaments, is because like my mouth is on the floor fishing these lakes in East Texas. Just like fishing down here in Southeast Texas, the three lakes around here, Lake Houston, Lake Conroe, and Lake Somerville. You catch some fish, you're like, oh, that's a good one, that's a good one. But when I was on Toledo, being like a pound and a half was the norm. It was the norm. And I'm like, man, pound and a half, pound and a half. Oh, a 2 pound black crappie. Oh, another 185 black crappie. Oh, a 220 black crappie. Like, it's amazing. Even on Palestine have some huge. You average a pound and a half on Palestine with some huge white crappie out there. They got some huge white crappie out there. And Toledo got some huge black and white crappie. And like I said, those are two lakes we fished so far. And, just being out there, I'm like, man, if you're in Texas and you want to get on a lot of big crappie, East Texas is the place to be. And so that's what I'm going to spend the rest of my week in East Texas, like I'm an East Texas resident. I ain't lying. It's amazing out there. Texas Crappie Assassin has the trail help you be a better crappie angler. 1,000,000,000,000% it has. It's taught me a lot. Just fishing the lakes around here, it's mostly brush pile fishing. But when you start going to those lakes in East Texas, you have a lot of standing timber lakes. So you have to switch it up from fishing brush piles to fishing standing timber, where it might be just one crappie every 5 or 10 pieces of timber. So it's just completely different. So my mind has opened up and see, that was the problem. Our first season, when me and Lamar fished together, our first season, that was the big issue. We was going through the lakes looking for brush piles. And we were like, man, why we can't get the big weight we looking for? Because we were looking for brush piles, while everybody else was fishing standing timber. And so that taught me a lot, just the standing timber aspect of it. Honestly, fishing in a tournament is what made me buy another boat. I mean, I was fine with my little aluminum boat, but I figured out, like, being in those windy conditions, you need a heavier boat. Trying to go on and get to your spot, instead of my boat going 25 miles an hour, now I can go 65, 70 miles an hour. So fishing in those crappie master tournaments had made me a 1,000,000% better angler. Even those roamers, because every lake is going to have roamers. Some have more than others, but even tracking down those roamers, that's something I've never done before. Sit there and say, oh, that's a roamer. When I seen fish out there before, I was just like, that ain't no crappie. He's just out there roaming around. That ain't a crappie. Then I found out, oh, those are crappie out there roaming, and even using the tactics to track them down. And then just talking to the people that's been doing this for years, crappie tournament fishing and all of that, man. Listening to them and getting their input on it, man. I'm telling y'all, it's an amazing thing to be around other people that have the same passion you have about fishing for crappie, and just trading stories, listening to them. And like I said, I be talking shit and listening at the same time, like, oh really, oh really, oh really, and just learning these new lakes, man. Like I said, I don't think it's nothing better than learning new lakes. It teaches you so much more. It really does. I honestly don't know what I would have done if I never would have started fishing in these tournaments, because I would have had a one-track mind on how to fish. I would have just said, okay, let's find me a brush pile. I would have never said, oh, I'm finna go fish this whole big patch of standing timber, or I'm finna go and chase down these roaming fish. So I would say 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000% fishing in those tournaments definitely made me a better angler. Squiddo said the East Texas lakes are low right now, so be careful out there, especially the Big M. Oh, for sure. Yeah, oh trust me, I don't. So when I was on Toledo, and if y'all haven't been to Toledo, we was like center north of the lake, North Lake, or center north, or whatever it was. We was in the Huxley area. If you get out that boat lane, you get ready to buy you a new boat or a lower unit or something, because it's standing timber everywhere. So on these lakes I don't know, I don't speed on them. I try to, if they got boat lanes, I'm gonna stay in the boat lanes. So now I only do that on lakes I know, like Lake Houston, Lake Somerville. I open it up, get up to 665. I open it up then. But even on I don't know Conroe like that, so I'm not even gonna open it up on Conroe because I know Conroe got stumps in some deep water. So and I know these lakes are low, so no, I don't play those games like that with them East Texas lakes because all them got stumps everywhere. So no, if they got boat lanes, I stay in those boat lanes and just do me some fishing. That's about it. Fly Guy said, can't wait until Fly Guys start fishing tournaments. We go put them H-Town guys in their place. Man, you know I love that competition, bro. You know I love the competition, man. We need to do it, though, man. We need to do it. You know, I've been begging. I'm still begging, man. Whenever y'all want to do it, I'm down, man. Because I think it'd just be a lot of fun. Find us a neutral lake and go have some fun. Just go have some fun. H-Town versus Dallas, DFW. I'm still down for it. You know, I'm always gonna be down. I'm always down. I'm always down with some competition. So I'm ready. BHF, my man, what's going on, family? Texas Crappie says that we fishing against some great sticks. Oh, most definitely, most definitely. See, that's the part I like. I don't want to go and fish against people that I feel like is on my level or know just as much as I know, or it's not as good as me. I want to go and fish against these great. Like we got big names out there we're fishing against. I know at Palestine we had Tommy Ezel, Rod Silverman, Jordan Sanders, like all of them big dogs. I know I'm missing some names too. They was at the Palestine. Then we came back. We had a few big names at Toledo Bend. I'm sure we're gonna have some big names out at Sam Rayburn. And I love fishing against those guys because I know they've been tournament fishing for multiple years on these big crappie trails. And it's fun. It's fun to me. It's fun to compete against them, man. That's just me though. I'm a competitive guy. And if I'm going to compete, if I'm going to be doing all this driving and paying for all this gas and all this stuff, I want to compete against the big dog. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight with the puppies. Put me in the cage with the big dog, and we just gonna fight. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm now actually gonna be fishing by myself, so I'm actually excited about that. Also, I know it's gonna be a lot of work. Having a way to fish, catch fish, net fish, weigh fish, cold fish. But I'm excited. I'm definitely excited about it, man. I am so excited for Sam Rayburn. Like I said, that's why I'm going to sit out there for a few days and try to figure some stuff out. It's a huge, extremely huge lake. So it's not something you can figure out in 3 or 4 days. It'll take some years. It's literally years with an S to try to figure out, to start to figure out that lake. But I'm gonna take me 3 or 4 days, maybe 2 if I find out some, maybe 1 if I really find some, which I doubt. And just take my time out there, man. Just have some fun. Fly Guy said, just had to pump my guy up, man. You know that cranked me up, man. You know that. People start talking about some competition that turned me up, bro. SK said, our locals got some slabs too if you hunt for them. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it. I mean, I've caught my PB come out of Lake Houston. I've caught my bag I had was damn near 14 pounds. I caught 7 fish that was damn near 14 pounds out of Lake Houston. So my PB come out of there 273. I caught 250. So I mean, I know we have big crappie in our lakes. I just think it's better on other lakes. East Texas got the better lakes, and I ain't gonna say that's an opinion. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm sure you ask anybody about East Texas. East Texas got the bigger and best quality of crappie. You can go into East Texas lakes and catch your 25 crappie and average 1.5 pounds. And I know that you can for a fact because I've done it. Whereas we go to Lake Houston, you go to Lake Conroe, Lake Somerville, it's gonna be hard to average 1.5 pounds and catch 25 crappie. And that's just me being honest. It's gonna be hard to, probably impossible to do that. So going to East Texas, like I said, the crappie are bigger. And then it's new lakes too, so it's new lakes. So I like the challenge of that. Challenge myself to figuring out something. Then having to compete against the big dogs that's been fishing these lakes for several years. So it's kind of fun though. It's fun to me. So the clue said, tell us how them crappie breaks work. And is that something you would get? So Lamar got him on his boat, and I was on his boat, Toledo Bend. Man, they work amazing. I'm probably going to invest in some. It's an amazing tool to have. I cannot talk nothing negative about those crappie breaks. It's amazing. It's an amazing tool to have because one thing about it, once you, especially on this standing timber, you see those crappie, you'll see them perched up. You got it 30 feet out, or 40 feet out, and you got the trolling motor probably wide open. So you say, oh man, there go a big crappie. Let me slow it down. Then you got to turn your trolling motor, slow it down, and all of that noise. And next thing you know, crappie, pew. Yeah, I've seen it happen a million times already. Just on Toledo Bend, like, oh, that's a big crappie out there 40 feet away. But I'm on the trolling motor, got a little speed going. So once you start turning that trolling motor, making them sound, them crappie, them spooky crappie, they gone. But when you can see them out there 20, 30 feet, 40 feet, and you rolling, you hit them crappie brakes, and they start pulling you back. And so you never have to make that sound with that trolling motor, man. And it's mostly all the pros got it. Majority of them got it. Probably 90% of the pros got it. And they ain't got it for no reason. It works. It's legit. And I'm probably going, I ain't going to say probably. I'm going to end up getting them. So, I mean, I'm not even going to lie about it. It's a great tool to have. Amazing tool to have. SK said, real talk, regardless of the lake or structure, you got to hunt the big ones. I mean, for sure. That's everywhere you go, you're going to have to hunt the big ones. And anybody will tell you the bigger crappie are definitely smarter. JJ can tell you, Toledo Bend, like I said, we pre-fished and we caught 2-pounder after 2-pounder after 2-pounder. The day of the tournament, a lot of those bigger crappie, like I said, we got within 40 feet of them. Pew! They gone. Or they bury themselves in the mud, one or the other, and they wasn't coming back up. Like, sit there waiting them out. Go ahead and wait them out. They wasn't coming back up. Or they were so spooky, they just took off. And you try to walk them down, they just kept going. So, yes, of course, those the crappie get big. Crappie is just like deer hunting. Those bucks don't get big for no reason. They get big because they smarter than the other bucks. That's why they get big. And it's just the same thing with crappie. The bigger crappie get big for a reason because they're smarter than the smaller crappie. So, you gotta outthink them. And that's just a part of crappie fishing. You gotta try to outthink the crappie, and the crappie, they mind go like this. 1 minute they want pink, the next minute they want yellow, the next minute they want chartreuse, the next minute they want gray, the next minute they want black, the next minute they want orange. So you got to think about trying to, and they're just fishing with jigs. Now, even fishing with minnows, you just got to know what they want. Because I know my favorite lake I used to fish before it was bought out. Man, people come out there with minnows, and I be wanting to bet them. I put them on the boat with me. I'm like, okay, let's make a bet then. Well, let's bet $100. I outfish you with jigs compared to minnows. Then on other lakes, you're going to get outfished with minnows compared to jigs. So, you just got to have a little bit of everything. You got to have a little bit of everything. Cornell Harper said, I find my biggest fish on standing timber. They stand alone more than anyone knows. Yes, that's a fact. I agree with you 1,000,000%. Like one of the lakes I'm going to, well, I'm a trophy fish this probably this weekend or close to the end of this week. I'm gonna do some trophy fishing on a little small lake in East Texas. And that's what the first time I seen those, crappie that big that just sitting there by themselves. Like you see 15 pieces of timber, you see one crappie on one piece of timber perched up, drop the jig, boom. And man, yeah, you found a lot of those crappie. But what we seen on Toledo last weekend was completely different. They were perched up 2 weeks prior to it when I pre-fished. But the day of the tournament, they weren't perched up. A lot of them was down on the bottom of the base of the tree. And but that's a beautiful sight. If you fish and standing timber, you see a crappie perched up, ready to feed. Man, it's like I literally dream about stuff like that. Like, man, look, that's the perfect thing. You got the crappie perched up. You creep it up on them, ready to drop that jig on them. Then when you drop that jig on them, they react. Oh man, you set that hook, man. That's amazing. Like I said, I've literally fell in love with fishing standing timber. I really have. Like I said, I really didn't know too much about it before, but I am in love with fishing standing timber. 351 Cleveland, what's going on, brother? For sure, JJ, for sure, for sure. SK said, gotta drop on big fish to catch big fish. Most definitely. Most definitely. Mr. B said, good to see you, Ken. I appreciate it, Mr. B. Texas Crappie says it's tougher fishing by yourself, but I did on Toledo. You definitely did, man. Yeah, I know it's definitely gonna be tougher fishing by myself, but I'm up for the challenge. I'm up for the challenge. And with that being said, for anybody that asks, like me and Lamar's gonna fish his bottom fish mine. We ain't beefing. We still cool. We talked today on the phone. It's just when you have two dominant fishermen that's used to fishing on the boat by themselves, and you try to put them on the boat together, it's hard. Especially when they fish differently. It's hard to do. Like it really is. Like, you know, when I'm on a boat with somebody, I see a fish, I want to drop on every fish. But you know, fishing in the tournament, you can't do that all the time. So it's just, you know, we fish differently. We catch a lot of fish together though. We caught a lot of fish together. But I think for the best for both of us is fishing on our own boats, fishing how we want to fish, not having to adjust for anybody else. So I know how I like to fish, and I know how how I like to catch the crappie or how I like to position a boat. He know how he likes to fish and how he likes to position a boat, and that's just all it is. Now SK, I'm finna get you. No, I'm finna get you now. Now SK say a good start to tournament fishing is winning local. Okay, SK, you have won local several times. So what's the next step? You have won since I moved to Houston 9 years ago. When I moved here, 8 years. Well, January would be 9 years I've been in Houston, and since I've been fishing Lake Houston, probably since 2015, 16. I moved here 2014 in January. I started fishing Lake Houston, I think around 15 or 16. SK, you've been winning them tournaments on Lake Houston. So what's your excuse? Because you said you got to start winning local to go to the next level. So you won 50 times local. So when do you go to the next level? That is the question. KW said, what's up, Kenny? KW back. Love the new boat, man. I sure appreciate it, man. I love it too. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. JJ got him on his boat. JJ said, love my brakes. JJ said my 2-pounder tournament day were on the bottom. Yep, they was on the bottom. They completely switched up. The crappie completely switched up. But yeah, JJ got the crappie brakes on his boat, man. I'm actually, like I said, I'm gonna get them too. I mean, it's a must-have, something that you need to have if you're gonna be tournament fishing. Like I said, it saves so. It takes some of the spookiness off the crappie by moving that trolling motor, trying to turn back around and slow the boat down. Where you can just hit a stomp switch and your boat just bag on up. Then even in the summertime, you got those crappie that love to run under your boat. You ain't got to even mess with the trolling motor. You just pump, 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 hit your stomp switch, bag boat up, drop on them, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so when you fish tournaments, go to beat the crappie. All the other fishermen don't count until the weigh-in. Oh, of course. Like that's a fact. Like I've never tried to go to a lake. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go beat such and such. No, I know it's me against the crappie. Every time I go on the lake, it's me against the crappie. Whenever I go fishing, it's me against the crappie. So I never have in my mind like I gotta go fish to beat such and such. No, I go to challenge myself on what these crappie. If the crappie gonna win today, or I'm gonna win today, and that's how I've always been. So SK said, "LOL, it's coming soon, bro. We got something big coming in January, and it won't require a 5-hour drive. We gonna see. We gonna see. But come on out to them crappie mountains. Let me see what you do on them East Texas lakes. You know them lakes you want to fish. Come on out to East Texas. Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got. You got the knowledge. Let me see you put it to work. Mike turns to, oh Lord, prove it. That's it, man. Just come prove it. Prove it. Joe McClue said, do you think 2 live scopes gave you guys an advantage over 1? My opinion, no, because I'm used to looking at a 12-inch screen now. So he had a 12 and he had his 10. And the 10, I think the transducer or something was off on it. And it's not as clear as the 12. So he had the 12 he had the 12 on the trolling motor and the 10 on the pole. I mean, it definitely would help though. Like it'll help. But for me, personally, no. Because I'm used to looking at the 12-inch screen that, you got a little bit more, you got bigger images. So that's just like me going fishing a 9-inch screen, fishing my old 9-inch screen. And I'm used to looking at my 12-inch screen and be like, dang, this sucks. So, but for each, I mean, everybody's different though. Everybody's different. I know a lot of people that fish 2 live scopes. In the tournament, a lot of teams that fish 2 live, and it makes sense. Because if you got one on the train, you have one on the trolling motor, then you got one on the pole, your partner can, if because sometimes when you got on the trolling motor, you moving, you'll lose sight of that fish. But if your partner over here got it on the pole, he can just, move his hand left or right, move his hand left or right, and always stay in sight of that fish and don't lose that fish. So it definitely can have its advantages. It definitely can have its advantages also. The 12 was a LBS 34. Was that a factor? I'm a 32 guy. I like the 32. I don't even have a 34. The 34 to me is pros and cons to both. I would say this. So with the LBS 34, to me the processor is slower, but you get a clearer distance. With the 32, the process is faster, but it's not as clear on a further distance. So I mean, honestly, I don't see myself going to a 34 right now. To me, in my opinion, it don't make a difference. I mean, I'm not trying to look 80 feet out anyway. I mean, my live scope go out to about 40. After 40, I really don't even put it no further than 40. So I keep mine between 20 and 40. So I don't have no problem with the 32. So I don't see why would I go and spend $1,100 on the transducer where I can spend $1,200 and get the crappie brakes. So if I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna go buy me another power pole because one power pole is already on the boat. So my next 2 purchases is gonna be buying the second power pole and buying the crappie brakes. The power pole $1,500, crappie brake $1,200. So that's another $2,700. So I don't see, but like I said, the LBS 34, it definitely gives you the distance. I cannot say anything negative about the LBS 34. It gives you a clearer distance, hands down, no comparison. In my opinion, hands down, the LBS 34 will give you a clearer picture and a longer distance. But like I said, as far as I'm shooting out is 40, maybe 50 feet anyway. So I'm good with the 32. Texas Crappie saying, so I like the 32. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to have everybody got different opinions. Somebody might come here and say, man, y'all crazy as hell. I want this 34. I love the 34. But with me, that 32, it get the job done. And like I said, the processor is fast. When I move it, it's moving. When I move it, it's moving. With that 34, I've seen it got like a little half-second twitch to it before it catches up. It's not like a full second. Like when you turn it, it's just like you turn, then it'll turn. It's like a split second hesitation. But that 32 is you turn, it's turning. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I don't, you might have somebody on here that might love the 34. But that 34 definitely have a little slight lag. That's the best word. That's the great word for it, Texas Crappie Assassin. It has a little lag to it. So, no, I'm not running the pole. I have the, somebody help me out. I have the one that's on the trolling motor with the cable on it, like Fishing Ken and Thomas Fishing got. That's what I run. It's connected to my oil tracks. It's the cable steering with the, I don't know the name of it. Anybody know the name? Somebody help me out. It's the same one that Thomas Fishing and Fishing Kingdom. The only guys I know on YouTube that I can think of that use the same mount that I use. Texas Crappie says I still run the pole. I know a lot of people that still in the tournament that run the pole though. I see a lot of people that run the pole. DR Dua said that 34 man. I was seeing schools of crappie 90 plus feet out. Crazy good clarity for me. It helps for searching long distance for sure. Most definitely, as I was just saying. That 34, if you want that distance, the 34 is the way to go. No doubt in my mind. I mean, there's no doubt. If you want distance, like DRD Outdoor said, he said he's shooting out 90 feet, seeing it clear as day. And I've seen it on, like, being on Lamar boat. I've seen, go out 80, 90 feet. I'm like, damn, that shit clear. So if you want that distance, like I said, it's just with the 32. Like I said, if I'm gonna spend $1,100, now if I would have never had the 32, then yes, I would have went straight to a 34. But since I've had the 32, I'm used to the 32. Like I said, it does it for me. If I'm gonna spend $1,100, I might as well spend $1,500 on a power pole or $1,200 on crappie breaks. So if I do go with a 34, it ain't no time soon, unless I hit the lottery. If I hit the lottery, then I'm buying everything. Hell, I'm gonna buy me a new boat. God's willing, man. In a couple years, I'm gonna make me one more purchase. I'm gonna buy me one more boat, and this is my dream boat. It's gonna be a 22-foot Vexus. That's my dream boat, but I don't want to pay $120,000, $130,000. It's a bad mother, but it's expensive also. But I think it's that 22-foot Vexus. It's a bad mama jumbo, 21-foot, whatever it is. SK say real trolling motor is a good idea. I'm working on getting one for the Dodger. Yeah, look, I'm telling y'all, them crappie brakes, that's all it is. It's two trolling motors on the rear that's engaged however you want to. You can buy the one that comes with the stomp switch, or you can, hook it up however you want to. But I know a lot of people, they got, it's just rear-facing trolling motors. It's twin rear-facing trolling motors, and it's a switch to it. You hit that switch, it bags the boat up without you having to touch the trolling motor. And it works. It works. I've been on the boat, seen it in action, and it's an amazing tool to have. Chat Jock say it's called the Low Pro Rod Rack. There it is. He said, I'm going with one. You going with one of what? SK said, you going with one of what? Mr. B said, hey, Ken, the majority of the fishing I do is standing timber. Do you ever plan on doing a video on how you fish timber? Woo, that is a great question. I might do a video this week. If I go to Sam Rayburn and I spend 2 days on Sam Rayburn and I figure out what I need to figure out, then I'm going to go to some timber lakes in East Texas. And I will definitely be shooting a video out there showing you how I fish standing timber, how I approach it, how I fish it, what I'm looking for. I would definitely, like I said, that is my new love. I'm telling y'all, I'm like a kid in a candy store. When I see a lake full of standing timber, I'm like a kid in a candy store, y'all. I promise you, I love fishing standing timber lakes. Oh, the trolling motor. Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with it. You can't go wrong with the rear-facing trolling motors. They call them crappie brakes. So if you hear anybody saying crappie brakes, it's the twin rear-facing trolling motors. It only go one direction, and it goes rear. It goes back. You hit a button, and it starts going back. It engages. It's no speed. It's no speed set on them or nothing. It's one speed. So if you don't want to go back too fast, just hit the button. Just pump it. Well, a lot of people just pump the button. It's like I said, a lot of people have it on the stomp switch. So just stomp it, bagging up. If you want to go fast and bag up, just stomp on it and hold on it and bag on up. But I'm telling y'all, that is a great investment. Like I said, they sell the whole kit, trolling motors and everything for like $1,200. Or you can just do it yourself. You can just do it yourself. And those trolling motors, I was in the academy today. I seen them trolling motors like $120. Literally like $120 a piece. So I mean, you can go spend $250 with tax, maybe 250, 260 for the two rear facing trolling motors, and wire it up yourself however you want to do it, and then it's done. Or you can buy the kit from the guy. I think he's in Mississippi, where you spend $1,200 and it comes with everything, and it hooks up to the power pose, the top bracket on the power pose. Which I'm gonna have to buy another power pole, and then I'm gonna go with the crappie brakes. Texas Crappie says, I'm putting a video out tomorrow of the tournament on Toledo, plus the weigh-in. So man, if y'all don't mind, check out Texas Crappie Assassin. He's gonna put out that video. And he's gonna show you how you fish standing timber. He's gonna do the weigh-in. Now that weigh-in, y'all don't talk bad about me because we did not do well at that weigh-in. We just didn't do well. And I just leave it at that. We didn't do well at the weigh-in. I think we were like in the middle of the pack, kind of on the bottom middle though, not the top middle, the bottom middle. But hoping on Sam Raven it changes, and like I said, I'm gonna do my homework and we'll see what happens. Joseph Clue said, would you get them breaks if you didn't tournament fish? Probably not. Because I really wouldn't care if I spooked the fish or not then. Honestly, I was like, oh, I'll just go find another one. Oh, I spooked the big fish. Who cares? I go find another one. I wouldn't buy it. But if I'm tournament fishing, yes, I would, because that one big fish can be the difference between first place and 10th place, winning big fish or not. So, but if I was just regular recreational fishing, that's just my opinion. If I'm recreational fishing, no, I would not buy crappie breaks. Unless, you just enjoy spending money. I don't know. I mean, if you enjoy crappie fishing and you looking for those big crappie, then yeah, invest in the crappie breaks, most definitely. But tournament fishing wise, most definitely, I need them. You definitely need to have them. 217 Rebel Outdoors, what's going on? Texas Crappie has said, it's all good, bro. You learning for sure, man. Like I said, I'm really enjoying it. Honestly, I would say this year is really my learning year. Tournament fishing. First year, like I said, our mindset was brush pile. Forget everything else. Forget standing timber. Forget chasing fish. Brush pile. And we learned the hard way that is not a way you fish tournaments. If you fish tournaments just one track mind brush pile fishing, you're gonna be sad because you're gonna be close to the bottom a lot of times. So actually, at the end of the year, at the state championship, is when we learned about fishing standing timber, and it made a big difference. I think we had like 8 or 9 pounds the first day of the tournament, and the second day we had damn near 13 pounds in one day compared to having 8.5 the first day. The second day we had like 1290 something or 1280 something, damn near 13 pounds. So that showed us a lot. Like, okay, now we get it. And like I said, this is the first time fishing these lakes also. Like, that was my first time fishing Palestine. Toledo, I would say it was my first time. We fished it one time last year in the tournament. Last season in the tournament, but we fished on the bottom at the south end. Like I said, you talking about this lake is 61 miles long. If you drive from the south to the north of that lake, you're going to drive 61 miles. So we was fishing the north end of the lake. So it's a whole new lake. So I really can say Toledo was the first time fishing it. Sam Raven, never fished that. So this is going to be my first time fishing it. We have Lake Fork and we have Lake of the Pines. I think we got Fork in April and Pines in May. That's going to be my first time fishing those two lakes. So it's just familiarizing yourself and talking to people that know these lakes. And that's my big thing, is just meeting new people that's been fishing these lakes for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, know a lot more about it than me, and just sitting down talking with them like, hey, man, what's going on? It's like, why? Like, well, man, in the summertime, a lot of the crappie migrate here. In the wintertime, they migrate here. Fall, they migrate here. Spring, they migrate here. That was a tough lesson we learned in November at Palestine. We fished kind of mid-lake, and 80% of the boats went north. and we didn't, and we paid the price for it. So that was just something we learned. Like, okay, yeah, we might find fish here, but you go there, and you go far north, and it's a field day up there. People having 12 and 13 pounds in 2 hours. So it's just us learning the lake. Now we know, like, okay, fall time / winter time, kind of go north. So it's just learning the lakes. It's you can never a lake that as big as a lot of these lakes are in East Texas, and you talking about pre-fishing it for 2 or 3 days, you're not gonna learn a lot. You learn a lot from talking to the people that's been fishing it for years, meeting new friends, man, making new friends, and talking to a lot of these anglers that's been fishing it for several years. And then that's how you start to learn these lakes. SK said, "Why would you change to have done better? What would you have changed to done better with your big boy turning fishing? What would you change to have done? What would you change to have done better with your big boy tournament fishing? What I would have changed, I would say, is my mindset. My mindset. I think that was the biggest. That was the biggest thing for me because I'm used to fishing a certain type of way. If I go to Somerville, I'm fishing brush piles. If I go to Lake Houston, I'm gonna fish brush piles. If I'm gonna go to Conroe, I'm gonna fish brush piles. And my biggest change was my mindset, keeping an open mind. Man, you might have to chase a fish. You might have to drag that mug on the bottom and fish on the bottom. You might have to fish standing timber. You might have to fish a brush pile. Maybe you need to look for the smaller ones instead of the bigger ones. So just my mindset, my whole mindset on crappie fishing, it had to change. So I would say my mindset probably. Texas Crappie Assassin said, can't guide fish in tournaments. That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a fact. A1 Fishing Family says, what's up, Kenny? What's going on, A1 Fishing Family? Texas Crappie says, I love seeing your drive, bro. The love for it is real. Same here. I know, and see, you might not believe this, but me and Lamar was talking about it about a month or two ago. We were like, man, look, look where we would come from to where we at now. He was talking. He said, man, look at Frank, look at JJ. Like, we were just some recreational fishermen, having fun out there doing YouTube videos and having fun. And now just out here taking it, to another level to where you and Frank, y'all was at the Crappie Masters Championship in Grenada. What, in September, October, whenever it was. Like, that's huge. That's huge. That's what we fishing for. To be at these big time tournaments where you got the Hayden Jeffries and the Lamar Bunnings and the Jordan Sanders and all of these Jerry Hancock, all these big time guys that won, Captain Coleman, like all of these guys have won several crappie tournaments, and just being out there with those guys, competing against them, like I don't want nothing else. That's what I want. I want to put myself on a lake with all the big dogs. I'm talking about every big dog out there at the park. Put me inside the gate and lock it. And I double salute y'all, man, for going out there this past tournament. Well, like I think it was in September, either October, going out to Grenada, a lake that y'all knew nothing about, and pre-fishing and putting your head down and going at it. Like, I double salute to JJ Crappie, Texas Crappie Assassin, man. Double salute to you, man. Frank, all y'all that went out there, man. Double salute. I'm gonna do a quadruple salute. Because that's what we fish for. We fish these tournaments to elevate ourselves to the big boy tournament, and y'all have already done it. So I'm looking forward to it. SK said, so having an open mind to hunt the fish, not a style of fishing. Both hunting and a style. Like I said, because I was just used to one way. So it opened my mind on how to hunt fish more than one way. So that's why I say it's hunting and fishing style changed. I was used to sitting on top of brush piles too. That was another thing I was used to doing. Just fishing around here, fishing at Somerville, fishing at Lake Houston, because I really don't fish Conroe. So I would say this: fishing at Lake Houston and fishing at Somerville. I put brush piles out, or it's a brush pile, find a brush pile, and kind of sit on top of it and pluck it apart. And now I see with a lot, not all, but a lot of these bigger crappie, you might say a small brush pile, might be one or two crappie there, but they spooky. So I'm like, okay, I can't, I got to fish 15 feet. I need to pitch 15 feet. So I'm not used to pitching. That's why I got a 16-foot rod now. My longest rod was a 12-foot rod. And I'm like, man, it's 12-footer. This is all you need. And you can fish with a 12-foot. You better have your pitch game right, but you can fish with a 12-footer. But I'm pitching with a 16-footer. So it's a fish crappie that I know is spooky 20 feet out. I'm pitching with a 16-footer out there, watching it drop slow, and going from there. So I mean, I would say I switched mindsets and my style of fishing, because if somebody asks me what's my style of fishing, sitting 3 or 4 feet from a brush pile, dropping right on top of them and plucking them out. That's what I love to do. I did it on Gibbons for years. Took people out there. We caught 100, 200 crappie. Did it for years. That's my favorite. I ain't got to do no work. Sit on top of them, pluck them out. But I see in this tournament fishing, sometimes you got to be 15, 20 feet off. Sometimes you got to pitch. And that's why I've added to my arsenal that 9.5 thump detector, because I know sometimes I might have to do some casting. Something I've never done for crappie. Unless I was bank fishing, I've never sat in a boat and cast for crappie. But now I see that's something I got to add to. I got to add that into my repertoire. I gotta add that, because it might come a time where I need to get a casting rod and cast out there 30 feet, because they just that spooky. A1 Fishing Family said, we've been getting up early to be the early bird catch the worm, and nothing that morning, but lately after 12 they've been hitting hard in the evening. And that. I mean, it happens sometimes too. That definitely happens too. Like I've seen that on Somerville a few weeks ago. Got up there early, got up there, sun up, I was there. Fish was just not wanting to bite. About 1 o'clock, it was like somebody just clicked the switch on. Click, bloop, 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 bloop. Like, oh, man, look. It got to a point where I was catching them, throwing them back there, hoping that it hit the live well, because it was on fire. But, they have those feeding periods too. Crappie have those feeding periods where they only feed at a certain, not only, but they feed more aggressive at a certain time of the day. That's why a lot of people night fish, because a lot of times at night you can catch more crappie. They're more aggressive. I won't say you won't catch more crappie, but you will see more aggressive crappie at nighttime than you do in the daytime. So then you catch them days where they're aggressive all day, or they're aggressive in the morning. I've had several days where they're aggressive in the morning. By 12 they shut down. Then they might crank back up right about 5 o'clock, Then you have those days where they aggressive all day long. Or you might have those afternoon bites where they don't get aggressive till 1 o'clock until it get dark. Taylor Crappie said, thanks, bro. It's a great time. For sure. Joseph Clue said it might be because of that big moon in the sky, and that might play a part in it too. I've heard a lot of people say that the full moon plays a part. Some people say it don't. I mean, with me, I don't care if it's a full moon or not. I'm still gonna go fishing the next day. But that could play a part in how the fish are feeding. I mean, if it's a full moon and they feeding all night and they stuffed, they like, why am I eating them? I'm already full. I ain't hungry. The sun come up, I'm full. I ain't hungry. Then they gotta burn some of that off. Then by 2 o'clock, they ready to eat again. SK say going where others don't go is what real winners of those tournaments do. Fish are less spooky. Study Hayden Jeffries. Most don't know where he is. Hayden Jeffries from my hometown. I've checked him out. Trust me, the lake he grew up on is the same lake I grew up on. We grew up on the same lake, Ross Bonnet Reservoir. And that is a fact. Sometimes, depending on what kind of system the lake is. Because if you have a river system lake, then I would agree. I would definitely agree. Just like what happened on Table Rock. I think Hayden Jeffers said he ran 50 miles up the river. So what happens if you don't have a river system lake? You just got a man-made lake. You can't run 50 miles or 20 miles. I do agree. It is finding areas where it is not community holes, finding areas that is not where a lot of people don't fish. But at the same time, what's one thing I've realized, if you would have did that in Palestine, you'd have got your feelings hurt. Because that's what we did. But one thing we realized on Palestine, all of those big crappie migrated north. They went north into this brush, to this stump field up north, and JJ will tell you, they went north up in this stump field, and I'm telling you, I think it was 27 boats and 25, 24 boats was up there. We were one of them that wasn't. And we paid the price for it. You have those times where, crappie might migrate to a certain area of the lake. Now, it's always going to be crappie around every area of the lake. Don't get me wrong. There's always going to be crappie around every area of the lake. And if you can find where those big crappie are, it's definitely going to be more challenging to find it. But if you can find areas where nobody fish and is holding fish, most definitely, that's a great spot to have. I think that's everybody's mindset, is to find something that don't nobody else know about. But when you go to a lake that you haven't been on before, such as Sam Rayburn, which is a huge lake, it's kind of hard to find something you think nobody else don't know about if you don't know nothing about the lake. Like I said, I don't know how big Sam Rayburn is, but it's a big motherfucker. It's huge. It's huge. But yeah, I do agree. Finding an area where nobody knows, but how do you know don't nobody know about it? If it's a new lake. Texas Crappie Assassin say Kenny don't see me much during tournament time. That's a fact. I agree 100%. I don't. And I understand that. Like, I do understand why. Like I said, it's every lake got its own personality too. So that's another thing I realized too. Like, every lake got its own personality. Palestine had a completely different personality than Toledo Bend did, and I'm sure Sam Raven's going to have a complete different personality than Toledo was, and I'm like Lake Houston got a completely different personality than Conroe, and Conroe got a different personality than Somerville. All these lakes got different personalities, so the key is to find the personality of the lake, and then try to find something that don't everybody know. Try to find an area that don't everybody know and everybody don't beat up. And that is the key. I do agree with that. It is the key is finding an area where it's lessly traveled, lessly fished, or not fished at all. And, like I said, it's kind of hard to do that when you got a couple of days to pre-fish. And you just got to shoot. You got to shoot for the fence. Like I said, it takes time. That takes time and time on the lake. Now, if I wasn't working, I didn't have a job, I was a millionaire, hell yeah. I can sit there on the lake for 2 or 3 weeks straight and just pre-fish it. Most definitely. But I only got the weekend. But now I got the rest of the year, which I'm glad about. But the only lake I really can pre-fish now is Lake Sam Rayburn. That's about it. Because I know now it's going to, by the time January comes, February, we're going to be on Lake Conroe. Then we're going to be on another lake in March. I mean, that's when this really starts to change, that February, March, April. That spawning time, the fish completely changed. Then some people hate the spawn, some people love the spawn. I think we're going to be on an awesome lake during the spawn. Might even catch me a 3-pounder. Never know. I don't know. JMKEDIT. I don't know how to say that, so I'm not gonna mess it up. But hey, how you doing, brother? But like I said, JJ, when you guys doing another fishing tournament at Lake Palestine, it's gonna be sometime next year. That was our one hit a quitter for the year. Texas crappie says I stayed south on Palestine as well and only weighed 12 pounds. Yeah, all the big weights, 13 and 14. I think Jordan Sanders was the only one that had 14 pounds, but all the 13s and all that, everything came up north. Fly guys said on the other side of Lake Palestine, there is another marina to dock at, and the whole area hold a lot of crappie. Man, I think every area of Lake Palestine hold crappie. I ain't lying because I pre-fished close to the south end and had a blast. You know, then we tournament fished kind of center of the lake and caught a lot of fish. Red River Rob said Sam Rayburn is low right now. Like running Toledo being sandbar, stumped, and shallow tree. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna definitely be careful. I ain't gonna be running Red River Rob. I ain't gonna be running wide open. I don't run wide open on a lake. I don't know, and I don't know that lake. So Texas Crappie says, "Come on, Conroe. Yeah, we got Conroe in February, so that's why I'm going out there Monday to try to figure something out on old Conroe. Try to start to figure something out on it because I know I'm gonna have to do some crappie fishing on it. So, well, y'all, I appreciate y'all joining. I thought wasn't nobody gonna join in because I ain't been on it forever. But I appreciate y'all joining in, man. I'm gonna try to, like I said, I'm gonna try to put some videos out this week. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do a video Monday on Lake Conroe. If y'all out there on Lake Conroe, if y'all ain't got nothing to do Monday, I'll be out there. I'm putting in at Storeway, and I'm just gonna be everywhere fishing Lake Conroe, and I'll be on Sam Rayburn from Wednesday until then. I might be on a couple of secret lakes to try to get my new PB later on this week or this weekend. Until next time, it's your boy Skinny Kenny, the Bronze Star Bet. Double salute. I'm out.